Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a recreation of the June 2017 Allure cover starring Zoe Kravitz. So if you want to see this look, please keep watching and subscribe and like my channel. So the first thing that we're going to be using is the Clinique Acne Solutions Clearing Gel, and I'm just going to be taking a little bit of this onto my hand and rubbing it into the acne spots that I feel need to be cleared up. And I really like this because of the gel consistency, and it's not a paste, so it just sinks right into the skin, and it's just one of my favorite acne clearing gels. So for lip balm, I'm going to be using the Sugar Sport Lip Balm by Fresh, and I really like this because of its high SPF, and I'm just going to be applying that straight from the tube onto my lip, and I just rub the excess in with my ring finger. So for eye cream, I'm going to be using the Origins Ginseng Eye Cream, and I really like this because of the light reflecting particles in it. As you can see, I'm almost out of it, but I'm just going to be applying that on my ring finger and then tapping it underneath my eye. And I really like this because it makes the product just go in a lot smoother, and the warmth of my finger heats it up. So for moisturizer, we're going to be using the Laneige Water Bank Moisture Cream, and I really like this because of its scent, but I also think it's incredibly moisturizing. Sorry, I can't get my words out today. But I think it's really moisturizing, and it really helps with my dryness. So I'm just going to be taking the spatula that it comes with and taking probably about a quarter-sized amount and just applying that all over my face, and I really like it for this method. And then I'm just going to be taking my hands and rubbing it into my face in circular motions. So for primer, we're going to be using the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Skin Illuminating Primer. That is a mouthful, but I'm going to be taking about a nickel-sized to dime-sized amount on my finger, like as you can see here, more like dime-sized. I'm just going to be rubbing that in between my fingers to heat the product up, and then I'm going to be applying that all over my face, just rubbing it in. And I really like this primer because of the light reflecting particles in it, so I find that it brings a lot of life and almost dewiness look to my face. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Crown brush, and this is kind of a dupe on the Artiste brush, but I really like it because of its density. And so for foundation, we're going to be using a mixture of two foundations. We're going to be using the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation in the shade Siberia, and we're going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Doing Smooth Foundation in 125 Nude Beige. Now, I'm not either of these colors, but mixing them together creates the perfect shade for me, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I have that cocktail on the back of my hand, and I just mix it all together. I use a little bit more of Siberia than I do Nude Beige, but that's just because of my skin tone right now. So I'm going to be taking that and just dotting it all over my face, and I prefer to go from my hand to my face right away because the brush I feel would soak up a little bit more product. So I like to apply it this way. I know some people like to go straight to the brush, but this is how it works for me, and I recommend it. So to cover up the acne spot that I have, I'm going to be using the Cover FX Perfect Pencil. I forgot the shade name, but I really like this to cover my pimples. For highlighting / concealing, I'm going to be using the MAC Prep and Prime Light Boost pen, I believe it's called, and I'm just going to be applying that underneath my eyes in the triangle motion, but I will also be adding it to other parts of my face, and I will be adding it to my chin and my upper lip and then my forehead. And I do this just to even out the amount of highlight that goes on my face so it doesn't look like I have like white under eyes. And I'm going to be using my ring finger to blend that out because I like the warmth and the pressure that it gives me, and I just feel it creates a really nice coverage concealer. But I'm also going to be applying this on my eyelids to act as kind of an eyelid base. I just feel it helps eliminate products just using my concealer, but I also have eye bases that I will use sometimes. And I'm also going to be adding any extra product that's on the pen to sides of my face that didn't get as much coverage from my foundation since I'm almost out of it. And then I will just be taking my finger and blending that out on my eyelids and also on the sides of my face that needed the more coverage. So to set all of that, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Contour Kit. There is a cream one, but I'm using the powder one. And I'm going to be going in with the shade Banana to set all the cream on my face, cream makeup. So to set that, I'm going to be using the Real Technique setting brush, and I adore this setting brush. I know it's a really popular. You can find it at like any like drugstore. I found mine at Target, I believe. So I'm just going to be taking some of that and just tapping it underneath my eyes. And I prefer a tapping motion versus a swiping motion, because if I feel I would swipe, then it would remove product from underneath my eye. So I'm just going to moving on, I'm going to be also setting my eyes with the same banana powder from the ABH contour kit. And I prefer to do this because I feel that setting my eyes will make the powder move more smoothly onto my eyes versus any skipping or creasing that may occur from just applying like eyeshadow straight onto the cream from the stick. But I'm also going to be applying the powder over my contour areas, and I'm doing this because I want my face to still have that dewy look, but when I apply contour, I want it to have a smooth base to go over. So I'm just applying some of that banana powder all over the contour area on my cheek to prevent any creasing or skipping from happening. Now moving on to the eyes, Zoe had an incredibly like berry maroon eye, so I'm going to be going in with the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Textured Eyeshadow Palette, and I really like this palette. I know there's some controversy on it, but I do really like it. And for this look, I'm going to be using the shade Bossy right there, and I'm going to just use this on my eyes. So I'm going to be using the Mally Beauty blending brush, and I really like this because it's just my favorite blending brush. Like, it has really soft hairs and it's just super nice. So I'm just going to continue to keep blending all of that into my eye to prevent any harsh lines or creasing or just like skipness or patchiness that may occur from not correct blending. And so now moving on to the inner quarter highlight, we're going to be recreating that. And for this specific look, I'm going to be using the Thrive Cosmetics color pen. I don't know what the name of this is, I apologize, but I do know it's in the shade named Stella. But I really like this because of its color. Obviously it's not the exact white that Zoe had, but it is a champagne-y enough color that I feel like it would work. So I'm just going to be applying that on the inner fourth and the tear duct region of my eye, which is where Zoe had it. And I thought this added so much life and like openness to my eye, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to be doing that to both eyes, obviously, and just making sure that the entire area is coated with product to make it stand out. And so that is what I'm doing, and I just really like it. I thought it really helped bring the look together. So moving on to the contour, Zoe had a very warm contour, and I don't have the same skin complexion as her or tone, but I did decide to go in with the Havana shade from the ABH contour kit. Now, I did end up applying this a little bit lower on my cheek, as you're about to see. I also used the Revlon contour brush for this, but I'm going to be applying this a little bit lower on my cheek than I normally would, and I do this because of how it was placed on Zoe's cheek. Now, I do really like the shade. It was a little bit warm on me, but I thought I could still pull it off, and it didn't look too like muddy or orange, but I prefer cooler contours just on my skin tone, but this was still a really nice contour and I think it worked fine. So I'm just going to be applying that onto my cheek. And then moving on to our next step, we're going to be moving on to the highlighted portion. Now, as you can see there, Zoe had quite an intense highlight. So I'm going to be going in with the Becca Cosmetics and Jaclyn Hill collaboration, the liquid version of Champagne Pop. And I'm just going to be taking probably a dime-sized amount of that and just applying it onto my cheeks, as you can see here. Now, I wasn't sure how much to use at first because Zoe did have an intense like highlight, so I just went in with a little bit at first, and then I'm going to take some more to apply it onto my cheeks to get a more opaque color on both sides. And I really do like this cream highlight. Like as you can see here, the intensity that it gives is really nice. I would say go in with a small amount at first just because it's going to come out very pigmented the first time you use it. So I would definitely recommend going in with a small amount and then just keep going up. And I'm using my finger to apply this because I want the most natural kind of look from it, and I really think working with your fingers is a good way because they have the warmth and it will heat the product up. Now, one thing I noticed about this is that if you use too much, it can start to look a little bit like, it can almost like patch, but it's not like, it doesn't do that necessarily, but just watch how much you use. But I'm also going to be applying that to the tip of my nose and to the upper portion of my eyebrow. So for my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 5. And guys, this is the most amazing brow gel I've ever used. Now it does have color in it, so if that's not something you're interested in, then you won't like this product. But I really like it because it fills in the areas of my brow that need it. Now I have really like ungroomed eyebrows right now in this tutorial, so it really didn't do too much, but when I have like groomed brows, you can definitely tell that there's a difference that's made from applying that. So I just love this so much. That's why I danced. So for eyes, we're going to be curling our eyes with the Tweezerman Pro Curl Eyelash Curler. Now, the one thing that's unfortunate about this is I have very stick straight lashes, and even curling them doesn't always help. And so I think I will start heating up my eyelash curler before I apply like my mascara or anything like that. But I'm just going to be giving my lashes quite a tease to make them at least curled while I apply my mascara. And for mascara, I'm going to be using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara, I believe it's called, as you can see here. Now, this is just a sample size that I got with the Tarte Eyelash Curler, but I didn't use that, obviously, in this video. But I'm just going to be coating my eyelashes with this mascara. It is a very lengthening mascara. It's not so much thickening as it is lengthening. Sorry, hard words to get out, apparently. But I really do like this, and I think it's great for someone that wants more length than depth necessarily to their lashes. And I didn't apply too much of my lower lash just because I felt her upper lashes were more voluminous than her lower lashes. And just a quick side note, one thing I've noticed with magazine covers is a lot of the time they don't like really use false lashes, at least the magazine cover that I've been witnessing. But I really do think it's cool that it's more wearable for the everyday girl to recreate a look without having to use false eyelashes to get that like editorial look. But I really like this mascara. I really like how it turned out with the eyes, and I highly recommend it for anyone that's wanting a lengthening mascara. Now for one of the final steps, we're going to be moving on to lips, and as you can see here, I couldn't really find her lips, but Zoe had a really nice, I wouldn't say sheer wash of color, but it was definitely less pigmented. So I'm going to be using the Dior Rose Bezier lipstick. I believe it's called Rose Bezier. That's the shade name. And I really like this lipstick. It's like the #1 pink, I believe, for for 2016 is the #1 pink lipstick. So I'm just going to be applying that to my lips, and I'm not going to be doing like full opaque swipes. As you can see, and I smelled it here because I didn't know what it smelled like. It doesn't smell like anything, I promise. But I'm just going to be applying it to my lips, and then I'll be rolling my lips together because I noticed that I wouldn't need as much color. And I really like how this lipstick is cut because I feel it fits really nicely into the Cupid's bow and the harder areas on my lip to reach. So I'm just rolling my lips together and rubbing them together because I felt that the color was getting to the point where I wouldn't need any more lipstick. So I'm just kind of like finishing those touches up, as you can see here. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I find that my lipstick is at the color that I want it. And I really like the monochromatic look that went on here with the eyes and the lips. I thought it was very in right now, if that makes any sense. But yes, I really do like this. And for setting spray, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, not the Chill. I just moved it into different bottles. So I'm going to be doing 3 squirts on my face. So we're going to do 1 right now, and we're going to do 1 on the front, and then 1 on this side. So then I just flap this around my face like a bird, my hands, and I'm just going to dry that off, and to make sure it's always completely dry. So that's another thing. I'm always afraid to open my eyes after I set my face because I don't want mascara transfer, but it didn't transfer today, so I'm very happy and excited about that. So this is my recreation of the Zoe Kravitz June 2017 Allure cover. I hope you guys like it. Please subscribe, like this video, and have a nice day. Bye.